But I'm a high schooler, so I think I can give good takes on what these people have to say. Do all high schoolers think the same? All right, let's hear these. These takes better be good.
High schoolers are kids.
Sorry.
3, 2, 1.
I would have to disagree. I'd have to disagree. Okay, it depends on what level of a high schooler you are, because literally, like physically, and like what makes an adult? That's deep. That's deep. What makes an adult? Like, do you have to like look a certain way? Do you have to like have like a certain development in your brain? Do you have to be a certain age? Or is it a emotional maturity kind of thing? Because I feel like I am like emotionally mature, and I think I'm a mature pal, even though sometimes I'm not. But I feel like that's probably it. And I feel like most high schoolers are also like that. I don't think there's an age where you just swap and you're just instantly, oh, I'm an adult, I'm old. Let's see what they have to say.
I feel like to say high schoolers in general are kids is almost like defeating the people who are in the minority. Like for people like me who have grown up more just mature for my age and I guess fitting more an adult mindset, I feel like I can't say for myself.
Is_Iron cheered Dex50. Bro is not mature.
Okay.
So,
Zan, shut the hell up. Thank you for the bit, bro.
Make adult.
Because yeah, exactly true. Adults be acting like kids too. But it's like we're getting to a certain point where like everyone's becoming so degen-y. Like you'll see like fucking like adults like, you know, just watching anime all day and like doing like Twitch, I guess. You know what I mean? So does that make them like, that's like more like kid stuff? Does that make them kids? Like if your hobbies are like more like kiddie, you know what I mean? So I feel like the line between adult and kid is getting blurred on a maturity level. Obviously, physical, it's different.
Time and time again. I mean, there are people who still have the mindset of kids, but I can't say high schoolers in general are kids.
I feel like with high school, it's such a broad statement to say high schoolers because there's a giant difference between a freshman and a senior. Like, it
True.
is, that's why, like,
True.
when they try to date each other, it's like, why is that 18-year-old trying to date?
I'm kidding.
It's 14-year-old, like, it just doesn't make sense. I feel like it would be naive to ignore the fact that, like, especially anyone who's a senior, they're about to be a legal adult.
True.
I think kids need
Smart.
mentoring. That's why
she bad, bro.
I mean, adults too need mentoring, but I think
Is_Iron cheered Dex45.
What are you thinking?
Well, I agree. I feel like there's just so many decisions, especially in high school, that we have to make.
True.
That are
College and
not,
shit.
like, kid-like, and they expect us to act a certain way. And also, like, the fact that we're even able to drive, how should we still be considered a kid?
True.
Do you mind if I move? Yeah. I moved.
Workout. Everyone's
like,
moving. Hey, no. You guys need to stick to your spots. You know what? No. This is dumb. This is dumb now. How are you gonna say agree and then switch up? Actually, no, it's fine. You can change your opinion, but it's just silly. It should have been from the get-go, you should have been disagree. That's how it should have been.
16 to 18 age, you're constantly planning for your future where it's actually difficult to live in your childhood.
Says the 15-year-old. Am I right?
You're unable to live as a child, so it's like, how can you consider yourself one when you're constantly planning for your adult life and future?
When I was a freshman, all the teachers around me always told me that I needed to prepare for my future.
True.
And I feel like, especially coming after online school and quarantine, I'm still living in that middle schooler mindset. I'm still basically like a kid living and preparing for my future, which I'm clearly not ready for.
Aware.
I feel like kid is kind of a weird word. So like it's just kid and adult. And I feel like in high school, I kind of want to be thought of as a kid because it's kind of like, oh, he's a kid, right? It's like an excuse almost. Like you're allowed to.
Oh, so you're just a lazy bitch. So you want an excuse. This guy wants an excuse. Don't feed me after midnight. What is that shirt? Take that shit off, bro. Goofy ass bitch, bro. We are the same age. Take that off.
I really can't like look at my classes full of 18-year-olds and say, these are adults. Like, I feel like now it's later and later we're turning into adults. I don't feel like we turn in, I mean, of course there's people that have to pay bills at 16, but to say a high schooler is an adult, I feel like I'd like to know that I can grow so much more from that. Like, oh, I did that when I was a kid.
Feed me, don't feed after midnight.
Today's high schoolers have it harder than previous generations. 3, 2, 1.
Chat, what are we thinking? I would be like in the middle. It depends. Because what generation are we talking about? Because to be real, we did not have it hard. Okay, quarantine and online school was like bad, but at the same time, you got Canvas, bro. Just look up the answers. You have all of your friends online that can just help you, and it's just chill. You log in, you get to sleep in however long you want. Some people didn't even log into their classes, and they still got marked present for attendance. You have your easy ass classes, but some people had it really hard. Some people were depressed. Some people resorted to other stuff. Some people didn't get any of their work done. But hey, me, I woke up like 5 minutes before online school started, right? Before online school started, 5 minutes, and then just got on to class, easy. Not even take a shower, bro. Ugly as fuck. And then take a shower once I was done. I was done like 2 hours into school. Like, it was easy that online year. That's probably what some of them are going to talk about. But yeah, we have technology and shit, but like, yeah, school's not really fun anymore, especially as a senior. Like, it's kind of just done. Like, you already know what college you're going to go to. You already know kind of what you're going to do, stuff like that. And it's like, it just depends. Because you can say, like, the older generations had bullying, but at the same time, their methods of bullying were different than now. Their methods of bullying back then was more in-person, more aggressive bullying. And now we have cyberbullying, and it's like, what makes one worse than the other? It just depends. I would probably say it's even. I would just say it's even. I want to see her something I'm about to say. They're gonna make her talk first, since she's in the middle.
I feel like now, our generation, we have more resources for help that we need.
True.
You know, and way back then, like mental health, that was like, they would put you straight to camp or like some conversion, stuff like that. But I feel like now there's just more resources.
That's actually true.
We have the internet, we have the media. Like, would you have wanted to send a pigeon to your friend instead of texting your friend? Like, you know, stuff like that.
True,
Like, you know, we just have it easier now.
I feel like it's an in-between thing, because I feel like social situations now are much better, but back then they were much worse. I feel like there was racism, teachers could beat their own kids, and I feel like now there's so much.
That is actually true. My parents tell me about how like their teachers like hit them with rulers and shit if they misbehave. So it's like things have changed, but now like, you know, but then there's just other ways of just punishment now. I don't know. Can I move? Yes.
I feel like it's for the better.
Can I move?
When I think about this question,
Okay,
I kind
dude.
of like went to bullying and how much easier it is to get bullied nowadays, especially on social media. Because it's so easy to hide behind a screen. People say worse things, and I think that mental health, maybe it was just as bad back in the day, but because of social media, it's become more prominent, and we see it everywhere. Another thing that I also thought about was, you guys say that we have more resources, but don't you? Well, you don't have to agree, but I feel that the resources have kind of made us a little less smart.
Probably.
Because we're able to look up that, like, the answers to our test, or like,
can I move?
I don't know, everything's just so much more accessible.
True, actually true. You can just look up everything. And now we got ChatGPT, bro. Hey, all I'm saying, for legal reasons, I do not use any resources. It all comes with a dome, but
I'm not really learning as much as like my mom and dad did. So I kind of like
nowadays we're more regurgitating information that we just like read in a textbook rather than just learning. And that's probably also why like kind of jobs have changed as a whole and are changing. Like, think about it. What? Fart loud as fuck? What the fuck? Okay, anyway, think about it. Now we got like OnlyFans and shit. Because we're all stupid. Everyone's stupid, so now we have to resort to jobs that are more stupid. That's deep.
That all our resources are so much more accessible.
Yeah, I know some dumb, you know, people like, they're like, is it hot outside? And then they'll go to their phone and check the weather. Like, just go outside, you know?
I feel like
for
our generation, like, it is so incredibly easy. Like, especially now that I'm senior year, I mean, I'm not taking incredibly hard classes, but like, they don't even give you homework because they know you won't do it. Yeah. Like, it's like they would rather have you pass than like teach you something. And like the amount of kids that held back.
Okay, but then think about it. This kid, look, listen, I cheated throughout high school, but AI passed. Exactly. What I call cheating teamwork. Yeah, exactly. Listen, cheating, you're just using your resources in a smart way. As long as you don't get caught. Hey, that's pretty smart. But anyway, this is an L take from this guy, okay? Because, wait, what was he even saying?
I mean, I'm not taking incredibly hard classes, but like, they don't.
Homework, okay. Yeah, homework and stuff. Let's be real. You're like, oh, teachers aren't giving me homework. Do you want homework? Motherfucker, go look up a YouTube video and some practice problems. There's your homework. Like, they don't need to give you homework because one, homework's useless, and I'm pretty sure it's like scientifically, mentally proven to not help students. And on top of that, like, we don't want hard classes. Like, if teachers were like, okay, we would have to do a full reset in education for students to change. Like, all the kindergartners coming in, we would have to teach them a completely different way because, listen, it's all about grades. Everyone cares about grades rather than learning. Like, if you are at a low A and you have a test that would determine if you keep your A or a B, you're probably more likely to cheat on that test instead of actually learning the subject matter because you're more confident in cheating because you're going to be able to keep your A. It's as simple as that. And it's because we see it everywhere where we need good grades to go to college. We need good grades to just kind of succeed in life and not have to like get like just a bad job, you know, like grades equal better job. And now it's kind of changing, or with just, you know what I mean? Like, people would rather cheat than actually learn because of grades, and simple as that. And if we want to change that, we would have to start from like the root, like kindergartners, like we'd have to teach them completely different. But kids now, like, we're already screwed, bro. Like, people cheat every day. In my school, every other school, people are cheating because it's about grades rather than learning. It's as simple as that. Like, it's just how school's made now. If we want to make a change, we'd have to start at kindergarten and make a whole curriculum change. But we're comfortable, like, when you're comfortable with something, you're not going to want to change it as much. You know what I mean? So when you're comfortable with something, you're just going to leave it as is. That's why fucking racism existed for so long, because people just didn't want to speak out against change, and because majority was comfortable. Like, majority is comfortable with cheating because you get better grades. Like, if you look at your valedictorians at your school, majority of them probably cheat. It's as simple as that. Nobody is getting all A's unless you are a super smart guy and does not look up a single, like, even if it's a minor amount of cheating, even if it's like looking at your partner's like paper to see if you got your question right. Like, even if they're valedictorians, click this, shut up. Even your valedictorians are cheating, even if it's a little bit. You don't have 8 AP classes and are passing with 95 plus in all of them.
They don't even give you homework because they know you won't do it. Like, it's like they would rather have you pass than like teach you something. And like the amount of kids that held back is like nothing. Like, it's just, oh, keep going ahead, go ahead. And so like seeing like classes.
Hey, tell this guy to have good takes, and maybe
it seems like, oh, they're like learning. There's more respect to the teachers now. Like, there's like such little discipline that every class is just like amok.
I feel like just because things are easier does not mean it's better. My friend goes to college in San Diego, and there's literally a group chat for people in a nursing major.
It's not obvious because you have these kids that are disagreeing with me. So I'm right, okay?
Just to cheat on the work.
You just agree with me, so you think it's obvious. But these kids, if I told them this, would be like, oh, can I switch sides now?
And if we're having nurses that don't even know how to like give you medicine, stuff like that, it's scary.
I did want to hit on how the pandemic impacted you guys.
Yeah, I think it did impact our generation. I know personally.
But it is deep.
I was always so great at talking growing up, and then going into coronavirus, not really like talking to my friends a bunch and like being kind of like antisocial, and to myself. Coming out and having to talk to adults was like terrifying. I didn't want to do it at all. I couldn't even talk to my peers.
When I went back to school, I felt like I was still in 8th grade in middle school. So it was very hard for me to adjust, and this was definitely like the biggest change like that affected our generation. Think about it. You know, we didn't deal with the bubonic plague or a big, you know, stuff like that. Like, this was the biggest impact. And I remember going
Isn't that kind of crazy that this is technically like the biggest thing that's happened to our generation? So lame. It's just some dumbass disease and we just play games all day.
I was so anxious. Like, I would take half a Xanax, you know, almost every morning because it was so bad.
It was not that. That's what I'm saying, though. That wasn't bad for me.
It was so weird seeing everyone, but I never knew what to do with my face. It was just crazy.
I feel ready to explore my sexuality.
Uh-oh. Let's hear these takes.
2, 1, go.
Uh-oh. Hey, bro, I'm chilling, bro. Wait, what are we questioning ourselves for? Hey, brother man. Listen, I'm good. I like me some big boobas, some big booties. Like, I'm all for it, bro. Like, cloud me, bro. Like, white girl. Anyway, just everything. I'm comfortable with that. I've kissed girls. I've kissed a few dudes. I'm chill, but I'm straight as a John. I'm 100% straight. Trust. Well, okay, but if James Charles hit me up, then that's where we question. That's where we question. Hey, femboys. Hey, okay, listen. Okay, these guys are all capping. Half of them are capping. Guys, let's be honest. Let's be real with each other, okay?
I was gay at a very young age. So I've kind of always been ready.
I don't even know. High School DxD? Isn't that hentai anime? Well, what do you mean you remind me of that? What do you mean I remind you of that?
Kind of always known.
Oh, we know.
Like, I was over here at like 6 years old, like looking at a TV screen, and there's like a boy, and I was like, he's cute.
Oh yeah, we know, brother, man.
I was like, yeah, I already knew. So like, I feel like it just depends what you determine what
we know, brother,
sexuality is, because at least in my book, I feel like I've already labeled it, and I'm already confident and happy with who I am.
Now it's very normal to explore yourself, and I think even just like having sex, it's very, very naive for any adult or anyone to ignore the fact that like people are gonna do that. Like it's or people around you are gonna do that. They're gonna talk about it, or you're gonna see it on TV and with the
She's exposing herself. I do not know what sex is. What is this girl talking about?
Access to everything these days. No one is judged. Like for
she said she look at least 21 Akuma, bro. Hey, tell that to the court, bro. She is 17.
Waiting or wanting to try stuff, as long as everyone's being safe.
People are still judged for not waiting. It depends on your environment.
As long as it's consensual, as long as you're okay.
This is not the question.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I also grew up in a very private Christian school. It was very it was like a bubble, and we didn't talk about all that stuff, but now I attend a high school where we actually have wellness classes. Also, social media helps. Those random accounts on my For You page, they're like, how to kiss a boy or something like that.
What? Akuma?
WikiHow, sure. Like, there's just so many sources, that's why you gotta seek them out and find a support system.
It's kind of like for our whole generation.
But then, okay, listen, but then when there's so many support systems and you don't know what to look for, that's when you can go down rabbit holes. That's why weird stuff happens to kids' brains because the internet and everything, and then it's like, oh, let me look at furry hentai porn, High School DxD at a young age, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's real, that's realistic.
Earlier, where we get introduced to it with the internet and stuff, I kind of like it to be delayed. I kind of like to be a kid for as long as I can.
True.
But do you feel like people don't take you seriously if you continue to, act younger and want to be younger?
In the sense of this question, sexuality, I feel like I'd rather, because right now it's most of the pressure is just oh, I feel like I'm so behind because I.
Brother, you can tell us you gay. It's okay. Hey, we stand with you, brother.
Yet, when it should be so normal.
It's important that we
educate
ourselves on these topics, because once we're older, if we aren't, that could take a turn for the worse.
True.
I feel like approaching it naturally or in a professional way, in terms of school, if they're providing health classes.
Yeah, we stand with them, brother.
That's the best way to go about it. And I completely agree with you. I was also exposed to nasty on the internet, and no one wants to go through that.
I don't think that the school should do it because I think it's really weird. I can never stop laughing personally. When I'm in a sixth grader and they say the word scrotum, how are you not supposed to laugh? Yeah. I don't know. I think
okay, dude. Okay, maybe when he answered the questions, yeah, you're a kid. That's why he wearing that stupid ass shirt, and maybe that's why he wants to stay a kid forever. He still laughs like scrotum. Hey, okay, scrotum's. There's better words than just scrotum, like pee-pee. That's funny.
I think it's more of a personal endeavor, but I guess.
That's why everyone looking at him all weird.
Me, but I feel like personally, I'd just
everyone's
find
not as smart as me,
and maybe be encouraged by the school. But I don't like the classroom. Let's learn about sex, all sitting together as a bunch of teenagers. That's awful. That's the worst thing ever.
That's kind of true.
I feel safe at school.
Oh, we're gonna get into the shooting. 3, alert.
2, 1, go.
As long as you're happy, yeah, for real. It depends on what school you go to.
My campus security are amazing. They have a personal relationship with all the students. I've had bomb threats at my school. I've had shootings literally walking distance down the street where the school had to go on lockdown. It's unfortunate, but also it just makes me really aware. For every classroom, I have what's my hide plan? Who are my people?
True. It's like a 50-50 kind of thing. Because now that we know that this stuff exists, I feel like it's better to know that shootings exist. And it's better to know that this exists. Because, let's be real. School drill happens and there's a shooting. I'm not sitting down on the floor and waiting for 5 hours until I can just go. I'm escaping. I already have a plan, bro. I'm sneaking around, I'm stealthing, I'm going, bah, 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 and I'll kill the shooter, bro, and I'll save the day. You know what I mean? Like, no one is going to sit down and be like, okay, yeah, let's wait for the shooter to get caught by the cops. You know what I mean? Like, no. But now, since we know these things exist, so you can think of plans, and you can have suspicions of people, and you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not scared of like shootings. You know what I mean? If it happens, it happens. That's just life. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't care if I got shot and killed, because that's just like, because you're walking around every day and you're like, is this going to be the day that someone shoots up my school? You're not living life. You're just worried. You're just worried every day. And that's not good. That's not good. That's not a good way of living. You just have to just go with the flow, and if shit happens, shit happens.
Comfortable putting my phone in the phone chart, because if something happens, I want to text my family. And that's why COVID like lifted a lot of weight off my shoulders, because I didn't have to worry about that all the time. Also, like a lot of people at my school who have mental health struggles, I'm always afraid that like someone won't be properly treated for that, and then they'll just snap one day, you know?
My school has had multiple sexual assault scandals.
Oh gosh, we're getting
like
into it, bro.
My history teacher right now, my world history teacher, if it weren't for the current sub, it would be with basically a pedophile. So it's scary. And when she mentioned like the bomb, I remember last year someone created an account with our school name, and it was like shooting or something on this day, and our school ended up canceling school for that day, and it was horrible.
I feel so fortunate to have grown up in a really privileged.
We're really desensitized though, because it's every day you go on the internet and it's like school shooting this, shooting this, shooting that. It becomes a point where it's like, I don't really care anymore. Like, it's bad. Like, it's bad how it's like this. And it's like, some people are using it to their advantages. Like, you'll get like a school shooting threat, and like I know all my pals at, you know, DO, they're always like there'll be a shooting threat on Monday, and they take like a few days off extra. And you know they don't care. It's because they just want the free days off. It's like it becomes to a point where we're just using it as excuses to take off from school.
Area where
I am giving takes.
Violence.
I am experiencing this, Joaquin. I will pause as much as I want.
I'd be ignorant to say that a school shooting would never happen, because all it takes is one kid out of the 2,500 students that I have to take a gun to school and shoot people. And I feel like there's so many different openings on my campus where that could happen.
That could happen. But if you're walking around like that every day and that's always a thought in your head, one, you're going to manifest it. No, but two, it's like, just live life, bro. If you get shot, you get shot. Tough, bro. Like, it goes from life to black instantly, and then you're just done. Who cares, bro? Who cares?
But it honestly looks like a prison.
Okay, yeah, that's me
I
too.
won't lie. We have security guards. They're not armed, which was a conversation that came up. Should our security guards be armed? And another conversation came up, should our teachers be armed?
Teachers should not be armed. If they're security guards, yeah, sure.
This was actually recently, one of the old students at the college
Akuma, bro.
threatened to shoot up the whole school. And so even we had to go remote. So it's just like, never feel safe.
My social media presence is important to me. 3.
Hey, y'all, it's me, YouKnowNate. Listen, okay, you know what? Let me listen to what they have to say. Well, they're going to probably talk about digital footprint and shit. I'm gonna be real with you. I've said some fucked up shit in the PlayStation group chats, bro. If that gets pulled up in a job interview, it's over. So honestly, my social media presence don't matter. I'm streaming right now, bro. I've twerked on stream before. I've been down bad over girls before. I'm gonna be real with you. I do not care, because I feel like we're just gonna get to a point where the social media footprint's not gonna matter as much. But also, you know, you just gotta be careful.
I don't particularly.
And once again, I only have like one picture on my Instagram, and it's like a few pictures from Hoko. Like, I don't care about like how people think of me on social media, because at the end of the day, it's just so degen-y. Like, you just go on, you scroll through your stories, you look at somebody's posts, you like a few, and that's it. Like, no, you know, it's not that deep.
Post like maybe.
Yeah, okay, you know what I mean though. You know what I mean.
Story, you know. But
I've showed my fucking belly on stream
like,
before. Like, I don't care, bro.
Constantly posting.
Exactly.
And if you do, that's perfectly fine. Like, that's a lot of people's outlets, and especially creatively.
I don't own a single social media, and like not as like a flex. I'm just saying, like, I hate the.
Okay, maybe this guy's a little Andrew Tater.
Presence of an app in my mind. Like, oh, you should do this. Like, it's an app on my phone. Like, I don't want to give it any part of my life. So
Okay,
I'd just
I have
rather
respect
not
for this
have
guy
it.
now.
I think sometimes with social media nowadays, it also can fall into career, which is
True.
really weird. But that's like what I do. It's like, oh, I can't post that picture of me like flipping off the camera with my friends because like a college or a future boss. 'Cause your digital
True.
footprint is so real. But I also like, I love having social media.
I
Like,
love social media.
I've had it for years. I've always like tried to ground myself and realize that it's just for fun.
I mean, I can stop whenever I want. Like, I don't depend on social media, you know? I can stop whenever I want, and it's fine.
It's not that serious.
There are some people who I know who have like shown or done some really crazy stuff, and it's spread everywhere. Like, there's some things I do not need to know, and people just
Fucking and shit,
like,
yeah.
on Instagram, there's like close friends, and there's like normal story, and I post on close friends so much more than I do on my normal story.
I mean, that's fair. But what you posting, little bro? What are you posting? What are you posting? Like, it ain't that deep. Like, but yeah, you have to be careful on what you post, and then you also have to realize that it is a medium for drama to be shared. Obviously, we're in high school. The drama that we experience now is like, oh my gosh, this happened, this person fucked this person. But it's like, at the end of the day, in 5 years, it ain't gonna matter unless it's really, really deep. But it's like, I don't know, you just have to be wary, because I don't know, at least in Vegas schools, the circles are like circling. You know what I mean? Like, one person, you tell one person something, and then the whole school knows, bro. It's just like that, bro.
To my spam account.
Snakes.
A couple years ago, I would have been right there, like on the strongly agree, you know, like, because when I moved to the
This
new
girl
school,
reformed.
a lot of people were like, oh, how many followers do you have? If you had over 1,000, it's like, yo, you got clout, like, you're good. Digital footprint, that is no joke. Like,
True.
Everything you post will come back at you. I'm so glad Instagram took off that feature where you could see what other people liked. Do y'all remember that? That was ridiculous.
That's why I'm very aware of what I post. I make sure this is what I want everyone to see.
And yet when you're, I'm so sorry. When you're a kid,
Oh,
like,
interrupted.
you want
You gonna
social
take that?
media, like when you first find out about it, like when I was 9 years old, I was like begging my mom to let me have Instagram. And now, like, I'm even embarrassed of like the little like selfies I would post because like they're so stupid.
Yeah, bro. Nate the Boss Plays content was crazy, bro, back in the day.
Like
oh,
looking
man.
back, I'm like, oh yeah, I would totally never let like my 7-year-old on social media, like, you know, things like that. But I actually did have social media very young.
Yeah, me
I did too.
I got Twitter when I was 6. My mom made it and managed it, but I would still.
I mean, I had a bunch of shit when I was a kid, because it was mainly for YouTube stuff. Like, I wasn't like posting like just beat my shit today, like on a Twitter or some
about,
shit.
like my little kindergarten like crushes.
You like having your mom like to like guide like the.
What's Miles? Hey, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like
Akuma, not in my chat, lil bro. Oh shit, Kick, Vine. I forgot about Kick. Dude, KIK, like the messaging app, because like I had an iPad, I couldn't text on it.
Unfortunately.
Oh shit.
So I feel like it just depends. Like your digital footprint could be much more harmful. Like when you don't have parents that know how to handle social media or know how to prevent it. Because my parents, they've never used social media. They don't have a single account. So growing up, like begging, I don't think they knew the harmfulness of it, and I don't blame them for that at all, but I feel like that's what led to me being exposed to a lot of stuff. So I feel like definitely with the new generation, and
that also shapes like your sexuality, like how you act, like who you want to talk to, everything like that.
If I do, they're not on social media.
Ian's interesting.
Kids, I mean, those kids who use iPads.
Like we find, okay, I'm tired of this, like, oh, iPad kid, that's an iPad kid. Literally half the people that say like, oh, that's an iPad kid, were on their phones at restaurants at motherfucking Chili's. You were playing the little Plants vs. Zombies and your parents had to buy it for $1 on the dinner table. Like, it's not bad to be like an iPad kid. You can have fun on your iPad and still like do shit and have a life.
It's so addicting.
It's addicting, but look at us. They're addicting, or like the kids that are using iPads and iPad kids are addicted. But what are we doing? Mindlessly scrolling on TikTok for hours at a time. Ooh, watching fucking everything. ASMR, the Walking Dead memes, like everything, bro. It's all there, bro. And we're just little degens. We're little zombies.
Controls, because social media is crazy.
That's all it is.
Like, or having your parents run the account regardless. It's just that's so important.
Or even having influencers like Andrew Tate who are like influencing these like little boys to think that mentality is like
This guy.
normal.
Yeah.
I feel like social media has drastically altered my personality, especially during COVID. And I feel like if it could change.
Exactly, bro. There's like so much, like after quarantine, bro, you could tell the difference of like how people acted. How people acted is crazy. Like the furry uprising was definitely over quarantine. And I don't want to say too much, but definitely a lot changed.
Just imagine a 6-year-old having access to a phone for their basically entire childhood. But like honestly, I got so sensitive to being in front of camera that I feel like I kind of forgot about digital footprint and stuff like that.
I have hope for the future.
3, that's deep.
2, 1, go.
Oh, stop being all based, bro. Oh, strongly disagree. These kids nowadays are on their iPads too much. I have hope for the future. But like, what is hope? That's deep. It's like 50-50 because there's a lot of good in the world and there's a lot of bad in the world. There's a lot of stuff I would love to see. Like I want to see like our explorations into the deep sea. I want to see space shit. I can't wait to see what AI has for the future. Like that gets me excited. Like that, I heard ChatGPT 4 is coming out like next week. Like that shit like that gets me excited. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm ready. I have hope. Like I can't wait to see like what's going on. But then also you see global warming and yes, bro, yes. Oh, I don't know why I was like, okay, anyway, like you see global warming and the shootings and just like still like racism existing and discrimination, just all the bad in the world. Yeah, it's terrible, but I feel like I have hope. I still have hope. Regardless of all that bad stuff, I still have hope. I feel like we can overcome that slowly but surely. It took a while, but there's still progress.
I don't know, man. Seeing an iPad kid, I'm like, wow, what job is he gonna have? You know, I mean, he knows more about like scrolling to the next video.
But so are we,
like,
man.
Anything that like will help him get a job. I don't know. I don't feel like I have very much hope for our and the next generations. As like,
I have hope.
I feel we keep getting like the younger generations kept getting like profited on and like abused almost.
True.
When I heard this question, I kind of thought about like social justice and like the issues that we're experiencing right now. Like there can be a change. And I just really don't think that people back in the day were seeing that type of change. Everything was just thrown kind of under the rug, not really spoken about.
I still love to dream like, oh, I would love to achieve this one day, but even if I don't have that financial capability,
I thought he was about to get deep.
I hope I could get there one day. And I still try to remain positive.
Everyone's goal at the end of the day is just to be happy in what they're doing and
yeah, it's not our fault.
In either
it's just how society's been set up. Like we lived off of like fossil fuels and everything like that for like years and years and years or years. Like that's like what our economy runs off of, and it's gonna take a long time for us to like get off that shit. And it's just true, our future doctors are using Quizlet to cheat right now. True. Actually true. But I feel like at the same time, when they like go in to the actual like, I feel like you can only cheat for so long when you're in college. Like you can only use Quizlets for so long when you're doing calculus 4. You know what I mean? That's when we'll get the real doctors versus the fake doctors. I don't think we're getting like these Quizlet cheater doctors yet. I don't think we ever will. But I don't know. Time will tell.
Life. And I think like just by having this discussion, like there's so much hope for everyone in here to go on and be sick in that, no matter what it is. So I have a lot of hope.
Hey, send me your app, bro.
Really
we can talk about how to prepare for the future together.
I'm anxious about a lot of it. I'm really excited to see, like in my personal life, like what that means for me, because I know I'm never gonna stop until I'm happy with what I'm doing.
I mean, I feel really grateful for our generation because a lot of us are very open-minded to having these types of conversations, whether or not it relates to us or exist in our nature. But I feel like people are so open to change now, and I feel like that's just great moving forward. And I feel like a lot of us Gen Z people have gone through such traumatic and bad experiences that we're gonna become amazing parents one day.
Like I think I remember like during quarantine there was like a sign in New York that said we had like this many years left and before our world like ends or something. And my sister is an iPad kid, and I've seen how she is, and it's like I want to say I have hope for the future, but just based off what I'm seeing, it feels like there's no change, kind of.
That's fair. We want to hire you. Hey, bro, they want me, bro. That was a good video. That was, yeah, I agree with you, Multi. Gen Z is such a cringe name because there's just so much bad connotation to it. It's a good video. Let's see some of these takes in the comment. Yellow shirt. People actually like yellow shirt. I kind of like them. Like, obviously, I don't want to grow up, bro. Like, I still want to go back to OG Fortnite, bro. And I want to, like, play OG Minecraft. But that's this life, bro. Like, we got, like, 8 more weeks left of school, and then I'm out, bro. Isn't that crazy? Like, sorry. It's tough. It's tough.